Derek, the first episode of 2024. Happy New Year.
Dude, that beat just got me pumped up. It was like deja vu. Like, man, we have not done a podcast for a minute, and it was
Holy
good
crap,
to hear
it's July.
Well, things happen. You know, we're not twiddling our thumbs at the Chamber of Commerce for sure. But yeah, I mean, I almost feel like we should do like a mini recap of the first 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously, we put things on hold. Obviously, new building, right? We're trying to get moved in. And so that was kind of preparing for that move. And then we got, annual meeting and golf and all the things, right? So
annual meeting was awesome. If you weren't at our annual meeting, we had our Heisman Trophy winner, Eric Crouch, come speak. Had about, what do we have about there? Almost 650, I think, in attendance. Great event honoring a lot of our business community. And so, yeah, it's always one of my favorite events where you get same people in the same room that with kind of the same mindset, and great event. Golf, another great event. 144 golfers out there, 18 hole sponsors doing their thing. I had a friend of mine that's a chamber member, but he came in. His home office is Columbus, and they do not have a golf outing there. But he came and played in our golf outing and was just like in shock of all the engagement from the whole sponsors. He just had a great time, and I think he's probably gonna be pushing Dawson and Columbus to start a chamber golf outing. But yeah, it's kind of definitely been a whirlwind of the first part of 2024. Definitely looking to get back on track. I think one of the most exciting things about our podcast that's really going to enable us to probably be more intentional with the podcast, because we were doing really good there for a while, is part of the new building. The new building's going to have a media room. It's going to have a podcast ready table that, we can still obviously go remote like we are today in downtown Kearney, but we're going to be able to, have a podcast ready assembled right there. So we just pop in, knock out a podcast, and, get Aiden, our intern, to post edit it.
We won't need a half hour to set up. It'll already be set up
and be ready to roll. And so, and that's cool for us, but it's also cool for our chamber members, because we're going to let them utilize that hardware and all that equipment. And if you want to come in and do a podcast when we move into our new digs, you're more than happy to. We'll help you kind of get set up. If you want to record it on video, we can help with that. And that's a really neat added value to our chamber members.
Sure.
So we're pumped about that. We're also pumped about our continued sponsorship of Chamber Chatter. We've got Fast Forward that continues to help us out. And we've also got UNK Athletics as part of our agreement with them. They are a podcast sponsor too. So we'll give a quick shout out to Fast Forward and UNK Athletics.
Electric utilities use Fast Forward to reduce power outages and wildfires with vehicle-mounted camera technology. Their technology can inspect over 5,000 poles a day, helping utilities implement without increasing rates to the consumer.
Fast Forward.
We're driven by a common goal. Knowing your success is our success. That's the power of the herd. Learn more at unk.edu.
Derek, you mentioned we're downtown Kearney today.
Yeah.
What are we doing? What do we got going on?
What are we doing in downtown Kearney? Well, it's the nucleus of any community, right? And we are at NestSpace. We've got Chase and Brian with us today. And so thanks, fellas, for joining us on our podcast. And thanks for partnering with us. And we're going to kind of get into that of I'm not sure if we've actually coined it Chamber Downtown, but
I kind of did. I just
sounds pretty good.
Right?
It sounded great.
Yeah, that's what
I like it. I don't hate it. So yeah, Chamber Downtown, but part of that is working with all of our downtown businesses, and obviously NestSpace and what you guys provide fits right hand in hand. So before we maybe get into Chamber Downtown, Chase and Brian, why don't you guys kind of lead us off a little bit? Tell us a little bit about NestSpace, how things are going downtown, and then we'll get into some of our collaboration.
And maybe even a little history too, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Maybe some people are listening, they don't know what NestSpace is, so kind of that.
Cool. Very good. Hey, thanks for having us. First off, that's awesome.
Thank you.
We're running NestSpace in downtown Kearney, for those that don't know. And NestSpace is a community of entrepreneurs, freelancers, remote workers, and remote employees. Yep. And ultimately, Our space is designed to make work easy, right? It's designed that if you don't want to clean your own toilets, you don't want to manage your own utilities, you want a move-in ready office where you can sit wherever you want, get free coffee and tea all day long, free snacks, come check us out. We're about a fifth the cost of a traditional office environment. And that helps definitely people that are just getting started get going. But Brian, he runs the day-to-day at NestSpace. He's the community manager here.
Yeah. So pretty much my responsibilities go from giving tours all the way to communicating with all emails, phone calls, text messages that come in. But I think I got in 3 months after NestSpace officially opened. And then thankfully, because that was around the time we were kind of getting everything structured and
COVID time. You had lots of time to do things.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, obviously it's a cool vibe, and I'm sure some of our listeners have hopefully been in here. If you haven't, you should definitely come check it out. One thing that I always thought that would be a huge value add is being around like-minded people. I just talked about it with our annual meeting, right? You get a bunch of business people in the same room at the same time, and they're energetic, and we're celebrating business. And we can do that in this space too, right? You guys provide that infrastructure where, I'm a small business guy. I'm starting it out as an entrepreneur or whatever it might be. And I can go bounce ideas off of this. I can go celebrate, or I can say, hey, I'm having trouble with this. Maybe it's shipping, right? I got shipping problems, right? What are you doing for your product? And how can, I refine mine? And I think that's what's really cool about your guys' about NestSpace is how you guys can provide that. And so I'm sure you guys probably have more examples than just what I provide, but I think that's really cool.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. We have all different industry types. I mean, we have architects, accountants, graphic designers, HR people, photographers, social media managers. We really have the wide swath of all that encompasses what a business is. So not only can you rub shoulders with like-minded people, but you can also talk to people from different industries and get different perspectives. So being a 24/7 space, it's interesting to see the relationships that happened after work as well. People that are hanging out, working late. It's really just, it's an environment that is designed for growth and community.
Has there been some collaborative efforts between some of your members that come here? One guy's doing some graphics and this other business needs some graphics, and hey, would you mind, I'll subcontract you or whatever it looks like. Has there been some collaborative efforts within NestSpace?
Yeah, there has. Recently we had one about a couple weeks ago with two of our members. It was with Jasmine and Molly. I don't remember what it
Molly's
was.
an interior designer and Jasmine's social media manager.
Yeah, but Molly's husband is right here around the corner at the financial.
Yep, that's okay. That Wells Financial place, right?
But it happened in collaboration.
Yeah.
And
That's the only thing that
NestSpace,
matters.
NestSpace is Cupid, right? You're like, hey, let's make a connection. And you guys provide that organically, I think is probably the better way to say it, maybe. But I just think that's cool. I just think because every young professional, every entrepreneur struggles with things.
Yeah.
But also, it's fun to celebrate with people because, hey, entrepreneurs find success. And if you're that sole proprietor, you're out there, hey, yeah, good job. I
feel alone. You feel alone at
but
times.
now you can share some of those success stories too. And, you guys can help promote that as well within NestSpace. I don't know. I just think, it's a cool model. I'm glad you guys are doing really well. Brian, I was talking to him before we started that you guys had, your membership was up and doing really well. And that's great. And that means, you prove that this facility is working. So it's great. What do you think, Rylie?
Man, I think it's awesome. It's whenever you can have that melting pot of ideas you never know what will be birthed out of it, or, you just got to show up and the opportunity awaits.
Yeah. So we've had a website developer, Sean Mitchell. He has Birch Key Digital. He operates in our space, and he's designed several members' websites, exactly what you're talking about, right?
Sweet.
And there's been so much collaboration that way. Programmers helping other people, designers helping other people. It's almost like a daily occurrence.
Yeah. And the daily mentorship that Derek was mentioning, I think that's a huge part of it. It's not something we promote as much as we should, but it is definitely.
That's a story that, at some point in time, if somebody's thinking about coming down to NestSpace, and I'm maybe ambivalent of what I should do. Should I make that investment? Am I ready to make that step in my journey? That's part of it. So you're going to get some professional development, some mentorship, some educational opportunities, and no, that's awesome. And shout out to Sean. Sean's our YPN president right now. So for
chamber member,
good guy. Definitely one to reach out to for all your IT website needs for sure.
Hey, Rylie here. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Make a Move podcast. For more content, check us out on all major social media platforms. Until next time, get off your butt and make a move.